week's Money Alchemy class. So I hope you're all well and you're having a fantastic week so far. If you are on live with me, come and say hello. Drop us an emoji. Let me know where you're based, or if you're watching this on the replay, drop me a hashtag replay. So I'm using Restream. I'm just checking that we're live. Yes, I've got the notification. Sorry, excuse me. Big sniff there. So if you're on live, come and say hello. Drop me an emoji. I'm using Restream. So you need to give Restream permission to see your name when you leave a comment. Otherwise, it's just going to say Facebook user. The link to Restream is in the main post. So I'm Jenny McCabe, and I'm the go-to money breakthrough coach for women entrepreneurs who want to let go of money blocks so that they can charge their worth by completing my Money Alchemy Academy. So I've worked with hundreds of women over the years, and I see lots of women constantly undervaluing their gifts and talents. And having done the inner work myself, having undercharged for many, many years myself, I've learned that if I don't value myself, my time, no one else is going to. Nobody else is going to. So it's become my mission and my passion to help women build successful businesses, because it's my belief, I truly believe, that when women make good money, they do good things with it, and they help improve the lives of the people around them and in their community as well. So come and say hi if you're on live. So today is actually my first live that I've done in a couple of weeks because I've not been very well. I started off with a virus a couple of weeks ago. Fortunately, it wasn't COVID, so not COVID, but a virus. And then it turned into a bit of a nasty cold, which I'm still getting rid of. So I still sound a little bit bunged up. So my apologies. So today I am going to be talking about my pricing, my top pricing tips, my pricing do's and don'ts. Because like I said, I speak to women every single day about their money conversations with potential clients. And most of my clients, when we start our coaching journey together, are terrified of having money conversations or talking about their fees, or they have resistance about raising their fees. So, and some of them have not raised their fees for like years and years and years. So, I've also had clients who raise their fees and then immediately offer a discount as soon as they've given the price for their service or for their package. So the next sentence out of their mouth is, but I can offer you a discount. And I've also worked with women who have raised their prices and then drop them back down again because they were worried, or they're not confident about their pricing in the first place, but they were worried that maybe nobody would want to work with them. So, I mean, I've done that in the past as well. So if you're a coach or a service provider and you still feel, oh, somebody's come on and said hello. So if you are a coach or a service provider and you still feel uncomfortable about talking about the money side with clients, and even though you're fully expecting the question, how much do you charge? If it still fills you with some kind of dread or even anxiety, then this is for you. Was just chatting with you. I definitely need to raise my fees for a particular offer that I've sold recently. Yes, well, watch this one. Sorry, I can't see your name. I think it might be Sylvia because we've been chatting on Facebook Messenger. But if it's you, if you want, I can't see your name, but I'm going live using Restream. There's a link in the post. If you just grant Restream permission, I'll be able to see your name. Otherwise, it just comes up as Facebook user on my chat. So yes, so firstly, when it comes to your fees, I want to say this: charging respectable fees for your work is, well, it's not only empowering, but it's an act of self-love. It's not greedy, it's not dishonorable, it's simply stepping into owning your worth. Oh, it's Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. So, your goal when you're talking about your fees is to always feel and to sound relaxed and confident when you're discussing your fees, and not anxious or fearful. And it's amazing what a huge difference just a few tweaks and mindset shifts will do for your, for your confidence when you're having those money conversations. So number one, my first tip, I've got a few here. I think it was 8 or 9, my last check. So number one is, don't use words like cost or price. And also, as an addition to that, avoid using the words buy or discount. If you want to discount, for example, use the word savings or on sale instead of the word discount. So as a coach or a therapist, or even if you provide a service, you are not a commodity on the supermarket shelves. You're not another pineapple off the shelf. And I really do think that words like cost or price or discount makes you sound like something that you would buy off a supermarket shelf. Sorry, I'm still a bit bunged up. Which of course you are not. So so you need to get out the habit of using those words: cost, investment, cost, discount, or price. So train yourself to change that language, and I'm going to give you the right words instead. But the reason for this is that you need to train yourself to think about the service that you provide as delivering results or an outcome or a transformation. So it does need to reflect value. So number two is, do use words such as invest or investment. So every client that you work with, they do want to do well. They invariably want to do well in their business, and they want to succeed in their life and their business. So they are going to understand that to get from where they are now to where they want to be, they know that they are going to have to invest in themselves and their business. And using the words invest or investment, they're not just buzzwords, because if you hold the positive belief that your fees are actually an investment and not a cost, and when you start embodying that belief, you're going to start owning your worth. But also, what it also does from your client's point of view, it helps that it takes the focus. Their focus away from it being a price to it being an investment. So you want them to focus on the transformation or the outcome or the results that you deliver and that they will experience from working with you. And you want them to focus on the fact that in investing in your services, your clients are actually up-leveling their life or their business. So also, when you use the words invest or investment, it helps put you in that mindset of providing a return of investment. Yeah. So using the language return of investment, that's coming from a different place. We don't use the phrase return on price or return on cost. So when you train your brain to focus on giving a return on investment, when you have those money conversations, those sales conversations, you're going to feel much more empowered and confident about your fees. Because as I say, it's coming from a place of service then, because you can talk to your clients. You can talk to your clients a lot more easier, if you like, about how using your services is going to better their life or their business as as a result of working together. And also, sorry, my phone's going off. And when you shift your mindset to thinking and talking about providing return of investment, it will make sort of selling your services, it will make it a lot easier. It's going to feel easier to talk about your services or sell your services, because you're now viewing your services as a return of investment rather than seeing it as a cost. So I hope that makes sense. So put that in the chat. Sorry, got an itchy nose. So put a yes in the chat if that makes sense to you. So number 3 is do control when you have the investment conversation. So what I mean about that is, when you first get on a call with a potential client, they're going to want to know early on in the conversation how much the investment is. I mean, it's totally normal. It's human nature to be curious about how things work, how much is it going to cost, and all those kind of things. It's basically so that your clients, can start to make a decision on whether they want to invest in your services before you've even spoken about the value of working with you. So you need to try and keep control of when this happens, and also while staying in integrity as well. So before you discuss the investment, before you discuss talking about your fees, you need to know certain things first before you have that conversation. So you need to know whether your prospective client a good fit for you. Are they a good fit? Are you a good fit for them? And also, have you answered all their questions? And lastly, are they at least an 8 or a 9 out of 10? Are they like 80 or 90% excited about working with you? And can they see how working with you is going to up-level their business? Because if they're not at least an 8 or a 9 out of 10, if they're not really excited about working with you, don't start talking about the money, because actually that is not going to get them closer to saying yes to working with you. So until you're at that point in your conversation, you need to stand your ground and hold off talking about discussing the fees until you feel that they're at 8 or a 9. So position discussing the investment towards the end of the conversation, when you found out a little bit more about them. So number 4, I think we're on. Number 4, don't share all your programs or all your packages all at once. So if you've got quite a few programs or packages that you offer, don't be tempted to share all of your packages or all of the programs or all your payment options all at once, because this might overwhelm your potential client, your prospective client, and they might start getting confused with all the different options. And that will make it more difficult for you to sign them up, because they won't be able to make a decision. They won't have enough clarity to make that decision. So during the conversation that you've had with them, you should have already identified what might be most suitable for them. And that's not always going to be the lowest offer, by the way. So don't decide what they can or they can't afford. So when you're coming from a place of service, offer them a package or a program that you feel is going to be suitable for them, not for you, for them. And that's going to get them obviously the results or the transformation that they need. So if you also offer payment options, only discuss the payment options if paying in full is not possible for them at that moment. So for example, for my high ticket offers, I usually state the investment and then I casually add there is a payment option if you need, but I don't discuss the payment options until we're at that stage of the conversation. So number 5, do get clear on the type of client that you want to work with. So your pricing is a business decision, and you are absolutely allowed to make money. So I'm going to give you some questions here, 3 questions to ask yourself about your fees and about the type of client that you want to work with. So number 1, the first question you need to ask is, what do I want my fees to say about me? So as I said, your fees are a business decision, and your fees are a message that you send out to the market about you and how you value yourself, and also where you fit into that market as well. So your fees really do say a lot about you. So you need to get clear on what you want your fees to say about you. So question number 2 is, are your fees representing the value? Are your fees representing the value your clients receive through their results, or are they representing your fears? So in other words, what I mean is, are your fees representing the value in terms of the value that your clients receive from your service, which is their results, their transformation, their experience, their outcome? Or do your fees represent your fears, or maybe other people's fears or other people's values, or maybe it's what other people say, what you think other people say you should be charging? Excuse me, I'm going to have a cough, sorry. Still can't get rid of this cold. So, excuse me. So hope that makes sense after that little cough there. And the last question that you need to ask yourself when you're setting your fees is, who do I want to attract with my fees? Who do I want to attract with my fees? Is that people, is that, or are that, no. Is it people who show up to do the work, or and also see the value in your service, basically see the value in the service that you offer? Or is that people who are going to be difficult to work with, or are going to complain at every single stage of the time that you work together? Look at the type of people that you want to work with. People who are easy and put the work in and are easy to work with, or people that are difficult. Because remember, if you go too low with your fees, this sends out the wrong message. It sends out the wrong message to quality clients. And also, low fees can also make you appear, might not be, but it appears that you are inexperienced as well. So if you want to make sure your fees are high enough, you need to, for people to take you seriously, you need to make sure that your fees are high enough, because otherwise you will attract the wrong type of client. So the next one, I can't remember what number we're on to. The next one is, do love your fees. You have to love your fees. Yeah, you need to love your fees because, like anything that you love, you are going to stand up for them, you are going to uphold them, and you are going to respect them. And you're going to expect your clients to respect your fees too. Because everything in your business has energy, money is energy, but everything in your business has an energy to it, and your fees have energy to them. And it's up to you. It's up to you to give your fees the energy that you want. So, for example, if you are being apologetic about your fees, then the energy that you might be putting out might be guilt or shame, and these are negative emotions. But if you absolutely love your fees, you are putting out a loving and positive energy around your fees. So love your fees. Repeat after me. I love my fees. So drop me a heart emoji to let me know that you love your fees. So next one. Don't climb into someone else's purse or wallet. If you're from the States, you call it a wallet. In England, in the UK, we call it a purse. Don't climb into somebody else's wallet and decide what they can or can't afford. So, in other words, don't project your money mindset onto your potential clients. You have no idea what their financial situation is. So don't make judgments about what they can or can't afford. And the next one is do be in the energy that your fees are in the budget of your ideal client, of your dream client. Now, your dream clients, they don't have to be super high-end clients with lots of money to spend and invest in your services, because often the people who come to you, they need help with something. But for your ideal client, you always want to be in the energy that they will be able to find the money to be able to invest in themselves through you. Now, that is the energy that I like to work in, because I'm not the most expensive coach around, but for somebody who really wants to come and work with me, they're going to make that happen, and they're going to go away and they are somehow going to find that money. And they are the best clients to work with, because if you think about it, how many times have you invested in something or bought something that you knew you just had to have, and on paper you couldn't really afford it, but you did it anyway. You went ahead and you invested it, or you bought it anyway. So let me know in the comments if you've done that. But if you have done that, if you've invested in something that you knew you had to have, even if you can't even afford it, and I think everybody has done this, and if you do it, I've done it, then your ideal client is also going to do it as well. So, remember, your ideal client, they will invest, even if it's just a little bit of a stretch for them, because the ones that do have to stretch that little bit to invest in your services, they are the best clients to work with, because they are going to be committed. They're going to be committed to their success, and they are going to give their all. They're going to throw everything into working with you, and you're also going to want to give everything back to them as well. And this is empowering people to find the money to raise the money to come and work with you. And it's a much better energy to work in, because if you step in as the rescuer with your clients and start discounting your fees, that you're not giving the other person the opportunity to step up. But by allowing them that time to go and find the money to invest in your services, that is holding them powerful. That is holding someone as powerful, because you've heard the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. So what time are we on? Oh, it's a long one today. So the last one is but this is a big one, don't undercharge. Don't undercharge, because this devalues your credibility and your reputation. People respect more. People respect what they pay more for. That's what I'm trying to get out. So if you've undercharged, they are not gonna they're not gonna value your time. Now, if you've seen any of my other lives, you'll know that I have spent many years in business undercharging and doing things for free for clients. And I was giving my power away to these clients, the ones that drove down my fees, drove down my prices, because they were inevitably really challenging clients to work with, and really demanding. And guess what? They were never, ever, ever happy. No matter what I did to try and please them, they were never happy. And when I did increase my fees, or I would have to tell them, look, I'm going to have to charge you. You've got all of this stuff for free. I now need to charge you. They would find somebody else to do their bidding for them. They found somebody else to run around for them like some kind of maniac. So, and as I've said before, the biggest lesson that I learned is, if I don't value my time, my clients won't either. So that is me. So remember, last thing to remember as well is that your clients, they are investing in you. They're not investing in you. They are investing in themselves through you. So that is it on the tips. I think there was 9 or 10 there. So if you've enjoyed today's class, let me know in the comments. Tell me what your takeaways are. And also, be sure to download my Pricing for Prosperity playbook for all my pricing tips. I think there's about 14 or 15 tips in there to help you with your pricing. I've put the link in the post, but I might put it in the comments as well, so you can access it there. And if you are feeling overwhelmed in your business, or you're struggling with your prices, or or creating packages, and you want the support to build a business that's profitable and sustainable, my Money Alchemy Academy will be opening up in September. So be sure to get in touch. You can send me a DM, via Facebook Messenger, and we'll get you set up with a time for us to have a chat. So I'll be back, hopefully minus this cold completely. I'll be back next Tuesday, what is it today? The 17th. I have not looked ahead at all. I've had 2 weeks off, so I've not even looked ahead into next week at all. So next week's the 24th of August. So yes, I'll be back next week, 24th of August, 5 p.m. UK, 12 p.m. EST. So have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.